It is cold and cloudy and pretty miserable outside in Cape Town today. Probably the perfect day. That's me turning my volume down. Let's just switch some things off because otherwise it's disruptive. Okay. So good morning everyone. It is cold, it is cloudy, it is looking like it's going to rain today. But unfortunately the weather in Cape Town is not as predictable as Joburg, because I know when you see storm clouds in Joburg, you know it's going to rain. Unfortunately with Cape Town, you think and then it lies to you. Good morning, hope you're all well. Hope you're all ready to bake, because that is all I am doing today. We are baking. I have a lot of cake to make today. What are we doing today? Today, let me just put my mask on, because as always, when I'm baking for customers, mask goes on. Make sure my hair's out my face. So one of the things, so today we are doing all things rainbow mainly. We are going to be doing one or two other kind of cakes too. Well, not other flavor cakes, but we are mainly doing rainbow cakes today. So I will be showing you how to make cake lollies. Well, I call them cake lollies, but they are commonly known as push pops. So I need to make push pops today, which are my rainbow colored ones. They're very popular as a rainbow, as opposed to just one flavor cake or one type of cake. So I don't really get a request for just chocolate push pops or just vanilla. Everyone loves the rainbow colors. So I will be showing you how to make rainbow push pops. I am baking the rainbow cake that I'm going to be using for my 3D Cadillac car. That is for Friday with my Barbie and my Ken toppers that I made last week. So we're baking that cake today. We are also baking a chocolate cake, and we are also baking a vanilla cake. So, and some cupcakes. In there we're throwing in some cupcakes too. These are all for orders. Yes, I know that a lot of people like to know, so I'm going to just explain, because as a baker who bakes for multiple people, and this is my full-time job, so I don't need to bake in the middle of the night like some other bakers do who use baking as a supplement, for a supplement income. This is my full-time job, so I get to bake during the day. I have a process. Cakes cannot be baked and put together on the same day. I know that everybody loves absolute fresh cake, but unfortunately, to be able to create the beautiful things that we make, cake cannot be baked and put together on the same day, because it needs to be baked, it needs time to cool. I don't have these fancy fridges where with nitrogen or whatever it is, where it freezes things quickly. I'm sure that would speed up my process huge amount, but I don't have any of this kind of equipment. I bake from the comfort of my kitchen in my home. So I have a process, and I assure you that even though I bake today and the cakes are for collection on Friday afternoon for Saturday's party, they are still 100% moist and delicious. Nothing changes. The reason for that is the way I store them when I am done baking them. I make sure that they are covered in cling wrap. I cover them straight away when they are still hot, therefore the moisture stays in, and I keep them preserved. I bake today, I crumb coat tomorrow. By crumb coating tomorrow, I then keep everything. The crumb coating not only stops the cake crumbs from falling off while you are trying to decorate, so you always need to crumb coat first before you actually decorate, so that you don't get the crumbs. But not only does it avoid that, what it does is seals in the freshness of your cake. Once you have crumb coated, it's like putting it in its own little perfect little casing that your cake is in, and it seals in all the moisture and all the freshness of your cake. And honestly, unless your cake is being cut, it can sit like that for up to 3-4 days and it will still be fresh. It can stay like that in the fridge, or it can stay out. I promise, I have done it, I have tried, and I have tested it. Customers have tried and tested it, and even though I bake today, because I crumb coat tomorrow and I then put together on Friday, so it's a process over 3 days, and there's a lot to get through. I cannot bake all my cakes tomorrow night in order for me to put together on Friday, because one, I've got 3 cakes to put together by myself. I do everything myself, but also the cakes will be too fresh and will fall apart and stuff like that. And I would rather do this process where I know that it works and that my customer, when they collect, has the perfect cake, and it will be fine in transit, and it will be fine the next day, and everybody I know will enjoy it. So let's get started. First things first, so all things baking, if you are watching me, please say hi so that I know that you're there, and chat to me, ask me questions, and it does not need to be about baking. You can ask me anything you like. I may or may not be able to answer you, but chat to me. I'm here to chat today. Today is baking and chatting, so let me get to know you. If you are watching, I'm having a cup of tea. Make sure you've got a cup of tea and watching, and unfortunately you're not going to be able to bake along because it's not a recipe that I share. This is my recipe that I sell, so I don't like to share this recipe. You might be able to pick up a few things here and there, but in general I don't share this recipe. But to get started, I am going to switch on my oven. I have a beautiful big Smeg oven which can take 6 20-centimeter pans, or 4 12 cupcakes. Yeah, so it's quite big. So I'm going to be using 2 machines today. I've got 2, but I'm going to have one here and one over there, so you'll be seeing me in and out. Sorry about that, but it's just the way I'm set up at the moment. But also excuse the noise. What I might end up doing is muting the noise of this, and you can hear just the music, because it will be noisy when I do use machines. It will be noisy for about 10 minutes at a time. So first things first, always put that oven on 150 degrees. Do not go higher, do not go lower. I bake at 150 for a reason. One, my oven does tend to cook hotter than most ovens do, but in general I prefer to bake at a lower temperature for longer. That way I get a better rise out of my cake. I don't get peaks, and they just cook through correctly, as opposed to cooking outside and not cooking on the inside, and then I get a collapse or a peak. I don't like getting peaks on my cakes, as I don't like wasting cake. So I don't like to have to cut and flatten my cake. I have perfected the way I bake my cakes so that when I take them out, they are completely flat in the way I want them, so that I never ever cut my cakes. The one cake I am going to be cutting is the one set of rainbow cakes, because I am going to be carving a Cadillac car. I will be doing that tomorrow, and I will record it. I'm not going live tomorrow with it. But I need to crumb coat it. I need to carve and crumb coat it tomorrow, so I'll do a recording of it so that you can see what happens with it. Right, so let's put the oven on. Okay. Let's get moving. So first things first is that because it takes 10 minutes, so my recipe requires 4 eggs and caster sugar, and it requires it to be beaten for 10 minutes. And so because I need to do that, I'm going to put that on first. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to then prepare the rest of my ingredients. While there is lots of noise going on, I'll prepare the rest of my ingredients. All my cups. Okay. So I'm going to be working. So I'm going to be, to help me do things a lot quicker, I will be doing two machines at one time. Otherwise, I'll be baking here all day, and I can't. I cannot be here all day. So my husband, I did have only one machine. This time last year, my husband decided to so graciously buy me a second machine. I used to only bake with one, and now bake with two because it cut my time in half, which is amazing. My baking time in half. Okay, and we're going to put some eggs. Would be good if I put my mask on. Hey, let's put that on. I'm gonna crack some eggs. Bit of a shell there. Last egg. Right. Put the eggs on the side. Right. One's going in one. The other one is going into here. I'm going to see, you should be able to see it. Put my connection on. We are using a whisk connection. You should be able to see that. I'm using a whisk connection because I am beating this. It's not dough or batter. Okay. So I'm going to do this. It's going to be on for 10 minutes. I'm going to switch the sound off because it's incredibly noisy with two machines. My old machine is very noisy compared to this machine. So if you ask me any questions, I will ask me on the chat, and I will probably respond to you on the chat while this is being done. Let's go. I just want to switch that sound off. Before I start. I am back. Okay, so that's my 10 minutes up. Before I beat this, I'm just going to quickly prepare my trays. I'm making sheet cakes, sheet pan cakes for 2 of them. For me to do this, I need 2 batches of my batter for it to go nicely over here. So so basically one batch of cake is going to be 3 colors and the other batch of cake is going to be another 3 colors to get my I'm just putting a little bit of butter here because what I wanted to do is I want my my baking paper to stick. So I'm going to put baking paper on here. I am going to land up with a lot of leftover cake, and so you'll see there will be a huge amount of cake left over, but with that I will be doing some cake pops, which I will probably land up not doing live, but I will do it as a recording, as I'll do it as a recording, and because I'm going to give my customers some free cake pops, because this week all the customers that I have this week are all very loyal customers who have been with me from the start and who continue to order from me on a very regular basis. So just as a little thank you to them, they're going to get a bit of a surprise, and they're going to get some extra cake pops. So I'm going to do them some rainbow cake pops. If they're watching, they will know now, but I'm pretty sure they're not watching because of her. Okay, so I'm lining this piece. Yeah, between the push pops and the car cake, all the carvings and stuff like that, it's always going to be left over. And I don't like to waste cake, and because I don't like to waste cake, I will make some cake pops out of them. So, which will be awesome. Okay, so I need my spatula. We're going to mix 1 cake. I'm going to do 1 cake and then the other one. I always start out with my vanillas, and then I'll do my chocolate. That way I can use the same bowl without having to wash it. Same as if I was doing an eggless cake or a gluten-free cake. I'll do those cakes first, and then I will then, so that I don't have to wash the bowls out, because it really is not necessary to wash the bowls out. And then I'll then do the So I'm going to go get my colors quickly. I only have 3 trays, so I can only do 3 at a time. So I'm only going to be able to do 3 colors at a time. I know I've mixed 2 at a time, but maybe 3. Yellow. So we're going to make our rainbow. I just need to go get some yellow. So we're going to go yellow, orange, pink, purple, and green and blue and green. Okay, so we're going to divide this into 3. I have worked, I can never lose this cup, my Hello Kitty cup, because I have worked out this recipe and the measurements all according to this Hello Kitty cup. And how much I need to put in each tin all through this Hello Kitty cup. So funny. So I could never lose it. If I don't, if I do, then I'm going to have a bit of a problem. I'm going to have to start again. Maybe half a cup or 3/4 of a cup. And then the leftover going to the last bowl, which is roughly the same amount. So I'm going to show you a trick so that you don't need to wash bowls. Because because I need to do this basically 4 times, once for the push pops and once for the Barbie cake. Pop that over there. We're going to mix, what we're going to do is, I'm going to mix yellow. The next round I'm going to mix orange. I'm going to mix pink. The next round I'm going to mix purple. And I'm going to mix blue. And the next round I'm going to mix green. So that I don't need to re-wash these bowls again and again and again and again 50,000 times. Because yellow won't affect the orange, pink won't affect the purple, and blue won't affect the green. So that's how we're going to do it. Okay. I'm just going to switch off my video so that you can see better. That one, so that you can see better. Put some yellow in. We're not going to do orange, we're going to do pink. I just want to finish this pink. There's not much left in it. Make it a nice bright pink. Should just make the yellow a little bit darker as well. Hello, my love. I want that darker. They can't see you because I switched the camera off. I switched the camera off so they can see better. And blue. Okay, it's already in there. I'm doing this cake first because I want it to cool down while we are busy doing all the other stuff, so that by the time I'm done with all the other stuff, I can then show you, this will be cool enough for me to then show you how to do the push pops. The push pops can literally be made in a day. That is something I can make this morning, bake this morning, put together by this afternoon for collection, which is fantastic. Well, depending on how many, you know, I can push out 24 at a time. Okay. So first three colors are done. Just going to put that like that. First three colors, I'm just going to move over like that so that I can, the next three colors will be the next light. Oh, one of the things that I need to do, I'm just going to grease. I just realized this because it didn't go all the way up. I need to grease here. I normally spray and cook so that the cake's probably not going to go right to the edge, but just in case it does, I don't want it sticking. So I'm just going to grease the sides. You'll see what I mean, that it's probably not going to reach that side, and I don't really use the edge anyway. Okay, so that would be one. It's ready. Okay. So we're just gonna we're just going to put that bowl aside because we're not going to wash it. I'll use it next time around. So we're just going to spread it out so that we can get the full length. It's a sheet cake, okay? This is not meant to be a very thick cake. There are 6 colors. So you're going to layer it with 6 colors. It's going to build up. So that's the whole reason why it's thin. Thin-ish. So I just want to spread it out so that it goes. So each layer will be quite thin, but again, there are 6 layers. So in essence, you are getting a full cake. It's rainbow cake, as in a round one, is made in a similar manner. Okay, so I'm not too stressed about the edges. I don't need, for neither my push pops nor for my car cake am I going to need the edge. So I'm happy with, I'm going to be utilizing just within the edges. Okay, so it's really not a train smash if I don't go right to the edge. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do yellow, blue, pink again for the second batch of cake, and then I'll do the other colors after that. And then while these are in the oven, we'll prepare other stuff. I try and multitask so that I can get more done quicker and try and utilize my time, so I don't really bake and then sit and wait. I bake and right, next color. And I do it in the order of the colors that I do it, because so when the little bit of yellow in here is not going to affect the pink really, and it's the same, like the little bit of pink is not going to really affect the blue. It just saves me from, if it's completely different color and it's going to affect it, then I'll definitely wash. Wash and wipe off. So same thing, spread it around so you can get it nice and even. If you just joined us, hello, 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 good morning to Cape Town. Good, what's it? Welcome to baking in Cape Town on a cold day. I just want to get this one nice and even, seeming a little uneven. Okay. These should bake fairly quickly. These will probably bake fairly quickly because they're thin. They're not very thick, so they'll probably bake fairly quickly. So, so while they're in the oven, I'll prep to the next three colors. This would be quicker if I had spray and cook, but I've run out, so I'm just using a little bit of margarine, which will serve the same purpose. Okay. Same color. You know what's bad? I'm never the husband and I'm the husband and have to look. You know, that's a lie. That's nothing. This cake is named after me and I don't get any. Oh, that's funny. It is a lie though. Because they do get a lot of treats. Don't listen to to my husband. That's so funny, my love. It's a lie though, because they do get all of these kind of things, and I do make it for them. But the problem is that because I'm baking for others, they expect to get it all the time. One, I don't want to eat all my stock. Two, we cannot eat treats all the time. We're gonna get fat that way. And my child, her teeth will fall out. So, and not because they're meant to fall out, but because they're rotting because of too much sugar and too much treats. So I limit it. So yes, he does get to watch it, and he doesn't always get to have it, but he does get to have it though. I just try and limit. I just try and limit the amount that they get for their own benefit. Not even I eat this for my own benefit. She's like, if I did, I would be way bigger than what I am right now. Okay, that's that one. Just put the spoon in the right place. Okay, I'm going to pop these into the oven. I haven't done push pops in a very long time and I can't get all 3 trays in because of a little handle. So I have to do 2 at a time. That's a little irritating, but it's okay. I'll sort it out. Okay, so I'm gonna prepare the next 3 colors. My oven, as big as it is now, I can't put all 3 trays in. And it's actually it's not because it doesn't fit, it's because the tray has this funny little handle that's pushing out. Otherwise I'd be able to get 4 trays in, let alone 3. So I'm going to do the same colors, the yellow, pink and blue, to save me on washing time and dishes. And it's not going to affect the cake in any way. All it's going to do is it's going to save me time. And it's little things like this where it saves you time and stuff, which allows you to be able to bake for more people and do multiple orders. Right. Just clean that up a bit. Right, we're going to do the next 3 colors. Sorry, I'm just going to fill up the sink, that if I do need to do a quick wash, then my sink has got some soapy water for me to use quickly. Right, same three colors once again. Hello Kitty. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to do the next three colors as I need them in orange, purple and green, so that I have a full set cooling down, so that I can finish the push pops on live stream. Because if I can't, then yeah, I want to be able to finish them on live stream. So I'm going to do the next colors. Orange, purple and green. So at least then I'll have a full set cooling down, so that I can, because me not baking a chocolate cake on live is fine if I run out of time, but I do want to show you how to do the push pops. And I would still need to make buttercream for that. I'm going to make this a little bit darker because I want it more punchy. And more vibrant than what it's coming out as. want to keep an eye on this as it is baking a lot quicker because it's thinner. Right, so this is ready for, I just need to do I'm just going to quickly cut some baking paper so that it's ready for, so that will be ready for me to just pop, because I need to do 2 at a time, so I need to do one as soon as one comes out the oven. Okay, we're just going to quickly check. They are almost done. And obviously you've got to be careful you don't overcook them or burn them or anything like that. Okay, so those are ready to go. I'm just going to quickly cut some. Just Nuisance is here, being a nuisance. Really, her name is not just Nuisance, but she is a nuisance. She's becoming a nuisance. Causing and creating chaos. And barking on my and barking on my stream. That is what the joys of live streaming when you're in my kitchen. Okay, so those are ready for the next part. Okay, I think my that should be ready. So there is one, and I'm going to put it aside to cool for a little bit. Not for long. I don't like to let my let's chat here. I don't like to let my oven stand empty for very long, so I like to, as I'm taking one thing out, I like to put something, the next lot in. So my pink one is done. I'm going to pop it onto a tray so that I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tray, just move this over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store my cake here on this big tray. And I'm going to, you're going to be able to see this. Let's just switch off here so that you can. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from corner to corner, because this way it's not going to break. And I'm going to pop it like that onto the big tray. I'm just thinking, can I? Is it going to fit this way? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna pop it in like this. This is how I'm going to store both the cakes on top of each other like this. So I'll put the next one over here, and I'm going to put cling wrap on it so that I can keep the moisture in. So it doesn't dry out, because it is very thin. If I do not do this, it will dry out very fast, and then I'll have dry cake, which is obviously not what we're going for. I'm also going to, so what's also going to happen is that each cake, I'm going to leave the baking paper underneath each layer as well, which will also help with keeping the moisture in. So this is what I'm going to do for each one. I'm going to pop them on here like this. The blue one should be ready. So actually, even though this is super hot and it's just come out the oven, it's not sticking. I'm going to just hand it like this and put it on top like that. Then my tins can, I've got a yellow one in the oven while I do this. So complete multitasking happening here. Just pop that like that. So this I'll put aside while it cools. And then we now have a full tray to use, which will do the same process of just, see, it didn't even touch the side, so it's not really a necessity. Okay. And probably if I just did it like this, where I didn't have to cut the sides, it's also perfect. Okay. So let's put purple in. Yellow is in the oven, so I'm going to pop this one in right now as soon as I'm done with it, so that it can bake with the yellow one, and then I'll prep the other pan. Ideally, obviously, if I can have, I should probably get another pan like this, so that I'm doing 4 at a time. But pans are expensive, so we make do with the amount that the things that we do have. Because also it's not like it's something that I do very often, so some things, if I had to do, if I was making push pops every week kind of thing, I would definitely be investing in more tins and more pans. And if I was doing sheet cakes more often, which I don't, I literally only do sheet cakes for rainbow and for push pops. So just try and make it even, because what happens with a sheet cake like this is it tends to be more in the center than on the sides, and the sides tend to be a bit thin. I am going to wash my stuff for the next round because now I've kind of messed up the colors. So, but that's fine. Okay. Pop that in the oven. Just so you know, I am opening and closing my oven. Something that I learned as a kid when baking was to never open the oven while you're baking because your cake is going to flop. Well, something I also learned, that was at school, because back in the day I was at school when there was a thing called home economics, which you don't get anymore, and something my mother taught me was that if your door is closed, the doors to your kitchen are closed and your kitchen is warm, it won't make a difference. You'll be able to open that door and it won't flop your cake. And I'm talking about what I'm talking about is that if your actual house doors, your kitchen door and that are closed, when you open your oven door, it won't get affected. If that makes sense. So like now, my kitchen is fairly warm at the moment because all the doors are closed. There's no cold air coming in. So if I open up my oven door, it won't affect any of my cakes that I'm baking. Okay, so what's going to happen now is when I take two out, well actually I've only got one now, so probably the yellow one is going to be ready, obviously because it's been in the oven longer first, but as soon as that yellow one comes out I'm going to pop this orange one in. Something that I never do. I never take my cakes and go. So I never go, once I've got my cake in, I never do that. You're going to just, it's something that I have seen before. I'm not sure why some bakers do that. All it's going to do is it's going, you're going to land up with a dense cake, because by doing that you're hitting all the air that you've just put in. Okay, the yellow is almost done. Just a couple of more minutes. And then once the green goes in, and those are baking, we're going to then prepare the next batch of doing the same thing. Sorry, it's going to be a double, you're going to feel like you're doing a double take because we're going to do exactly the same thing a second time round. Because the first batch that we've just done is for the push pops, just so that you know what push pops look like. These are push pops. I generally get them in squares, but you can get them in a heart shape, and you can get them in a round. But I was only able to get the square ones. It's got a little push, a little plastic stem that you push. So you will start, you'll see when I do it, you start off with it being flat like this, and then as you go through, you push your cake through, and you'll have your layered cake like that. You'll decorate it nice and pretty on the top, put the lid on, and it's a super convenient little, it's the same quantity as a cupcake. The only reason why it's a little bit more expensive is one, it's rainbow, so it's taking up 24, will take up 2, as you can see, it takes up 2 batches of cake, and because of the plastic. This is totally reusable. You can wash them and reuse them and reuse them and reuse them and reuse them. But what's fantastic about them is that you do these things and then your child can eat and eat and eat, and if they've had enough, they stop there halfway through, they put the lid back on, and if it matches up nicely, okay, and you put the lid back on, and your cake is still fresh, and it will stay fresh for as long as that lid is on. It's not going to go hard or anything like that. So many times you see so much cupcakes sitting lying around where they've licked the icing off and there's half a cake lying around, which then is dried out, gets dried out, and it'll end up drying out, and yeah, and then you like, what a waste of cake. So let me check the yellow. Definitely done. My yellow is done. I'm going to pop that on top as before. Leave that to cool so that I can use it now for the last color. Put some cling wrap on top. Cling wrapping your cakes, whether it's the sheet cake or normal cakes. This is what I do with all my, normal round cake. This is what I do with all my cakes. It seals in the freshness. I do it when it's still hot. I don't actually wait for it to cool down. I do it while it's still hot, because if I wait for it to cool down, it will dry out. Well, it will dry out a little bit. And yeah, I don't want it drying out. I just want to check something. Okay. Someone apparently is desperately trying to get hold of me. I don't know who it is. I don't recognize the number because there is no number. So push that in there like that, and let's do the last one. My beautiful tea towels with my logo, love them, and my beautiful apron. I have to get used to using an apron because I never had an apron before, so move it over. last color is going to go into the oven. It's going to quickly wash up so that we can do the next batch of cake. Okay. Let me just check, I think. The purple one possibly could be ready. So now we're on like a turn roll, so at some point I'm going to be sitting with my... The purple one's not ready. Okay, so while that's busy, I'm going to quickly start up the next batch. I'm going to switch the sound off because it's going to be super noisy, and you can chat to me on the chat. Hello, I'm back. Hello, Saber. Nice of you to join us. You've just joined. You've just joined us just when I'm about to do a second round of rainbow cake. This is I have to do 2 of these, 2-sheet cake rainbow cakes. One for push pops and one for my 3D Cadillac car. So I'm trying to just move a little bit quicker in like trying to do stuff a little bit faster, because I tend to not work as fast when I'm streaming because I'm chatting. So just trying to get I'm trying not to chat too much. I can see my husband saying, how's that going for you? Because it's not. I have one last sheet to go in. I mean, busy baking, and then we'll have it prepped for the next round. Oh, I need milk and oil. Sorry, I've just started doing that without prepping the rest. Let's just quickly do that. I think what I'm going to do is when I'm done here, before I do the next lot of cakes, I'm going to prep my buttercream, because I do want to finish this. I do want to do the push pops live on stream. So I will prep my buttercream for the push pops so that I can do that. And then I'll continue with the other cakes, because the other cakes I can actually pop. I should be able to pop the cakes, both the 15 centimeter, the 20 centimeter, and the cupcakes all into one oven, one time. But yeah. As usual, I have to race against the clock because I have to fetch my daughter, unless my husband decides he's going to fetch. He doesn't have meetings and he'll fetch her. Then I will continue. But if he can't, then I will have to stop. So that's why I want to make sure I can get the push pops done before I end. I'm not sure what's happening with my stream on this side. Just go out, go back in. It's not. Oh, there we go. I was battling with my live chat on my phone and I wasn't seeing anything happening. Okay. Right. Let's mix this up. Create some space here. just going to check on my last layer, which should be I'm laughing at my husband's comments. Okay. My green is ready. So I'm just going to pop that as the last one on top. And cover it. Just Nuisance is acting nonsense again. What she wants. What are you doing, Just Nuisance? Okay, right, so let's get this next lot of rainbow cake going. Three colors again. I'm going to switch my camera off so that you can see better. So we're going to mix in three colors. We're going to do the same process of yellow, pink and blue, and the same process of measuring it out with my beautiful little Hello Kitty cup. We want them as equal quantities as possible. You can see that the whole prepping of it takes a while, and then once you get going, it's a lot quicker. What? You've been outside. You've been on the side that you're not supposed to be. And now? And now you shout at me. You sit here and you shout. Like a naughty toddler. Like a naughty toddler. Oh, blue, yeah, blue. Are you back, Saber? How are you? I saw that you were streaming this morning, but because I needed to set up and get moving, I didn't come onto your stream this morning as I usually do. You'll have to do a planned stream with Pride. So I'm gonna do this batch, and then I'm going to make my buttercream, because yeah, so that I'm prepped to be able to do your to show you how to do the push pops. This one. Okay, so let's go yellow. So again, we need to cut our baking paper. I'm just going to actually cut all 6 right now, or two, 3, 4, 5, one more. Okay. Pop that in. Color number 1. We're going to mix orange in this bowl so that I don't have to rewash it. because everything is about saving time, saving electricity, saving water. So we do everything in the process of trying to save time and electricity, water, money. Trying to save a lot of things, you know, save everybody else, get your carbon footprint. This is why I try and bake as much as I can on all the same day, so that I do all my baking. My oven is only on for this time, once a week kind of thing. If I have to bake more, I bake more, but if I can avoid it, I will. Obviously, especially with electricity load shedding, which apparently is back on from tonight. I saw a notification saying it's back on from tonight. So who knows? This is also one of those things I have to bake around, and I'll probably have to. I'll probably have to stream around the load shedding. What do you want? What's wrong? Are you hungry? Is it why you're shouting at me? Why are you hungry? Because it's not even time for you to eat. Yeah. Are you hungry? Are you? Oh, okay. Puppy dog is apparently telling me that she's hungry and that she needs some food. She's pulling her food bowl towards me. She's actually a super clever dog, and I think that's the half my problem with her, is that she's so clever, she's getting bored, and I'm not doing enough stimulating for her. I have once before had a dog like that, and I ended up having to take her to training. I know how to do dog training, but I ended up having to take her to actual training with other dogs to help her get over her boredom, because they're too intelligent for their own good. Okay, I'm going to pop this one and the other one in the oven, and then it would be so much easier if I could pop 4 in. If I could put 4 in at a time. But because of this thing here, I can't close my door. So I can only put in 2 at a time, because I've got to turn it around the inside. What a pain! What a pain in the bum. But it's all good. Okay, do the same thing for this one. Then this one will sit ready and waiting, and then we quickly mix up the next lot. So we've got the other colors ready and waiting as well. Because this is now going to go quickly, because they bake super fast, because they're not very thick. What you'll see is 6 thin layers like this lands up being a very, very thick cake. So Okay, so I'll put this aside and wait. I'll quickly mix up the other cake. I'm just going to go wash my spoons quickly because yes, I have multiple spoons. I'm trying really hard not to use every little dish in my house. Yes, I have to wash anyway, but yeah, it's just, yeah, otherwise it just piles up and then it's too much. I'm going to, once I put this, I need this bowl, so I'm just going to pop it into the wash so that I can wash it quickly while everything else is baking, so that I can make some buttercream quick. And then I'll go back to baking the rest of my cakes that I need. Okay, I'm just going to check on my my sheets. I have lost my skewer, which is normally in the same place. Here it is. Yep. They are not ready. Okay, so let's mix up these colors. Orange in the yellow bowl because the orange won't affect, the yellow won't affect the orange. Purple in the pink bowl because the pink won't affect the purple. And green in the blue bowl because the blue won't affect the green. So that's how we do it so that we can save on washing up too many dishes. And also, I don't have 12 bowls. I've got 6. I couldn't have done 12 colors. So. Let's put that aside. Going to make this orange a little, this purple a little bit darker. So that it's punchier in color. I'm just going to pop some stuff into the washing so that it's out of my space because I cannot see me having enough time to do the other cakes. But I'm going to quickly make some buttercream for the push pops. So let's get that done. Actually, quickly going to, I'm just going to move my the cake sheets somewhere else so that so I will be right back. You can stare at some pretty cupcake. Okay, so I am back. So what I've done is I've just moved my I've just moved the sheets of cake that is already baked off each other so that they are laying flat on the counter so that they can cool down quicker, so that by the time I'm ready to use them they are cool enough to do. I think one color is ready, so I just want to quickly bring it over here so that we can. This one I'm not going to be too stressed about because it's for the cake and not for the cake push pops. So as I take one out, I will put one in. I'll put the blue in. So that one goes in on there. We'll put some cling wrap on top. To keep it nice and moist. If the cling wrap doesn't fight with me. So as they come out, I will pop them on here and do the next one. I'm just going to have them, like as one comes out, put one in. Okay. Okay. Okay, that one's ready to go in. I'm sure there will be one that's ready to come out now, but let's just get one thing done at a time. Right, so while those are in the oven baking and while we're going to multitask at the same time and do everything at the same time, we're going to make some buttercream. This is roughly 420 grams because this was a 5 kg brick. So just going to break it up to make it easier to make. Just so that it mixes up a little easier. Okay, we're going to beat that, so I'm going to put, oh no, I'm only using this one so it's not noisy. Not as noisy as my other machine. My other machine is so noisy. Okay, so I'm going to put that on for a little bit, just for a few minutes. We just beat our buttercream until it's there's no lumps. It's nice and creamy. But obviously, I don't like to overbeat it because it will make your buttercream super soft. Because you're going to keep beating it anyway with icing. Okay, my my scale needs a battery, so I'm not actually going to weigh this, but I do know roughly how much is needed, and it's basically about a full bowl. My buttercream recipe makes about a kg of buttercream. Roughly. So as you see me working now, where I'm trying to do more than one thing at one time, is how I kind of work. While one thing's happening, I'm doing something else. This is how I run my kitchen so that I can get things done more efficiently. We're going to dry peanuts, little dog. I'm just going to have a quick squiz at my cake. Oh, and I keep losing my skewer. Okay, pink is done, orange is going in. Okay, I'm just going to quickly put the next color on here. This is a bit hot though. I'm going to just let it cool down a bit before I put the next. Move, move. The dog, in and out, in and out. I swear. If you have dogs, you will understand. sorry, just putting cling wrap on there. Okay, let's quickly do this buttercream and then we can sort out the next lot of stuff. Okay, right. Just going to open up there and make sure that the buttercream is fully mixed. The butter is fully mixed. Sorry, I don't use real butter at the moment. We are in discussions of doing more organic baked cakes, so using real butter and stuff, but I use baking margarine. The blue is ready, so I'm just going to take that out. where's my music gone? Sorry. I think this is the first time ever that my music has stopped. Have I gone through 327 songs? That would be amazing if I had. I just pop it onto looping all the time. Okay, let's quickly finish this icing and then I'll sort out. That is ready. Let's just quickly sort out this last lot of cakes and then we can pop them in the oven. Okay, that's butter, so I'm going to put that with that. So the last one is in the oven and it's probably going to be ready just now. And then I'll be able to pop both of these in the oven at one time. So I'm just going to leave the one out so that I can do both of them at the same time. It's my favorite green out of all these gel colors. It's so bright and beautiful. It looks like the Grinch green. just going to check the glue everywhere. I'm just going to check the this last color quick, and then if it's ready to come out, I will pop it on the tray with the others and put these last two colors in, and then we're going to get moving with the push pops. So let's check this icing. It's buttercream. Should be. So I just like to double check it because, especially with the way my blender goes a bit, it doesn't necessarily mix in all the butter that's on the sides. And so I just have to push the sides away, mix it in a bit. And then I'm just going to do a quick mix just to make sure it's definitely mixed in. You don't want lumps of margarine or butter floating around in the mix. Okay, so that's our buttercream done. I'm going to move things around so that we can get some space. Oopsie. I moved things around too much, apparently, and the... Is that alright? Yeah. My plugs fell. Okay. I like things to be clean while I'm working so that I'm not, especially when it comes to colors and stuff, I don't want colors mixing in when I don't really want it to mix in. Right, and if my daughter was here, she'd be asking if she can lick the bowl. Okay. So I'm just going to go get our colors. I'm going to bring them here. I'm going to use this tray. I don't need it anymore in the oven. Let's get my push pops. I need 12. Okay, so now we've got our colors, our sheets. I'm going to switch my camera off so that you can see better. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to be in a nice spot, because I also want to, sorry, I want to record this. So I'm just going to quickly hit record. Okay. So we're going to, I'm going to start in the shades that I wanted. These are cool now. They are very cold because I set them out on the countertop so that they were separate and not on top of each other. So now they're completely cold, so I can use them. So I'm going to put the one with this. I'm not going to take that off. Sorry, I'm just going to keep an eye on my other cake. Okay, and then we're going to put a layer of buttercream. Not a very, very thick layer. We want just a decent amount on here. Because also, bearing in mind, the more buttercream you put in the center, the higher your push pop is going to be. And then it won't fit in your push pop. And obviously you want it to fit into your push pop. You don't want to be squashing cake. But a decent amount of buttercream, you know what I mean? Not an overly thick. Because you're going to put a layer of buttercream in each, in between each layer. Again, yes, this is super easy to make. It is super easy to make. The reason it's expensive to buy compared to a cupcake or whatever is because of the casing. It's because of the reusable case that you can use. And that you can reuse and reuse and reuse, but also because this takes up 2 batches of cake. And as you can see, it's time consuming making rainbow cakes. Now you know why rainbow cakes are also a little bit more expensive than the normal cake. Okay, so it's very thin. You can see it's very thin. It's a sheet. I'm going to take the cling wrap off. You've got to be careful with it so that you don't break it. And we're going to flip that around and we're going to match it up like that. And then we're going to take that sheet off. Okay, well, I'm going to have to wash my hands in between. As I touch the cake, as I touch each cake, it'll kind of touch me. So, okay, some more buttercream, and you're going to just continue this layering up of buttercream. On each layer. You cannot do this when your cake is hot. Your buttercream will melt. all I can say. Do not do this when your cake is not topped. I'm not going right to the edge because I only need 12 of these. But normally I would go right to the edge and I'd be able to get 24 out of this. Yeah, I would get to 24, but I'm only needing 12. So I'm not being pedantic. All the leftover cake will go into a tub, an airtight container, and I will make some cake pops out of them. And that will be a rainbow. It will be a rainbow cake pop. Okay. We're going to take the cling wrap off this one. Flip it over. Pull this off. Same thing. Okay, I've got one more layer to put on. I like two more layers. Orange. Let's just cut it. Flip it over. I just want to check my other two that are in the oven quick. If they are ready. They are almost ready, and this one got cracked. It's not going to make a chain smash. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to have. I'm probably going to need to make more buttercream so that I can make my swirls on the top. So you can see it uses a double batch of cake, and it uses a double batch of buttercream. So my buttercream is a double batch. So essentially this is 2 whole cakes. And yeah, you can get 24 out of this. I am doing this little bit slapdash, and again, because I'm only doing 12 and not 24, and I'm going to use the rest of this cake to make cake pops. That's the last layer. Right. Just going to go and chuck these away. Wash my hands. Constantly washing hands in this house. Right. So now we've got that. Now we're going to make push pops. So I'm going to go make 12. We're doing 12 of them. So I'm just going to line them up. Okay, so I need to take the lids off. One, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, I don't know why I did 24 there. I can't count. Okay, so we're going to go, I'm not going to go right to the edge again because I'm only doing 12. So, but if I was, I'd be going right to the edge. I'd be making sure that this was all lining up and everything was flat. But because I'm only doing 12, I'm not doing that. So we will put that on the edge like that. Make sure they're in nicely and clicked in. And we put that on the top of the cake, and we will push it down. And as we push it down, the cake will push through. Okay. So I like to do them all next to each other like this, so that I can make sure of the amount of cake and the amount of push pops that I can get and need. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, we never got to 2, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. No, something's not right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it was 12. Why do I seem like I'm one short or something? Okay. Oh, no, I'm going to use. Oh, it's over there. Okay. Okay, so I'm now going to break away the cake. So all of this I'm going to turn into cake pops because because I can. Because I can. We're just going to lift this all up. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. I'm just going to make sure that this is pulled away. Okay. That one I'm going to, it's big enough for me to just, that's not big enough. I thought that, originally I thought I'd be able to probably use the two to make my, both this and the car, but realistically it's not going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to just make sure I can clear away the sides. Because you want a nice clean cut. And then we're going to start lifting the pop. So I'm just going to take any excess off here. And then we're going to push this down. So there's not much space, as you can see. It's in. So I'm just going to push it down so that it's just in nicely and clean. And I'll come back and I'll clean the cases, because obviously there's buttercream all over the place. So normally I don't have enough buttercream, so I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to have to do it later. I would then swirl a little bit of buttercream on top here to finish it off, and some sprinkles, and I'll pop that on. So in the meantime, so that I can make more buttercream, I'm just going to seal, close them all up so that the cake doesn't dry. And that is me for today. So yeah, the other cakes I will be making offline. Yeah, I've run out of time, but I definitely wanted to be able to show you how this is done. So, and now I have. They're so pretty when they're like this with all the rainbow colors. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'll just do like a little buttercream swirl on top with some sprinkles to finish them off. This can be done. You can do it with chocolate cake and chocolate icing. You can do it with red velvets and buttercream, cream cheese. You can do it with carrot cake. It doesn't matter. You can do it with anything, as long as you layer it like this in the sheets. Anyway, guys, let me finish off. I'm done. My other batch of rainbow cake is baked and done as well. You're looking for a taste tester. Anyway, guys, Have a fantastic day, and I'll
Also,
see
the
you.
kids are good. You can finish.
Oh no, but I'm done. And I'll see you on Friday to see the end of everything.